At 4:25 p.m. on February 4th, Conway police received a call about a shoplifting in progress at Harp's grocery store on East German Lane. On arrival, officers made contact with two people who were identified by store employees as the shoplifting suspects. After the concealed merchandise was located, officers proceeded to ask both of them to place their hands behind their back. The woman, Brandy Arnold, was placed under arrest, while the man, later identified as Lionel Morris, ran from officers to avoid being taken into custody. Officers caught Morris inside the store, and a struggle ensued that lasted approximately 6.5 minutes.
Gotcha.
Help me! Beat me up! Stop! Okay, you got it.
Let go.
Stop.
Let go.
One thing I gotta do. Just one thing.
During the struggle, officers instructed Morris to submit to arrest nearly 40 times.
Put your hands behind your back. Please, sir.
Stay back.
Okay. No. Wait. One more chance. Put him behind your back, okay?
Officers tased Mr. Morris multiple times during the struggle in an attempt to gain control.
Do it now.
Hey!
During the incident, Morris said he was in medical distress while continuing to fight for several minutes.
My heart!
Get
down!
My heart. Put your hands on your back.
Oh my God! Help me, please! Help me!
At one point, Morris reached for a knife clipped to his pocket. As the struggle continued, Morris dragged one of the officers to the ground, positioned himself on top of the officer, and placed the officer in a chokehold. Instead of using deadly force, the officer grabbed the knife and drew it from the immediate area. Approximately 5 minutes into the struggle, more officers arrived on scene and were eventually able to subdue Morris and place him in handcuffs.
Get in here!
A call for emergency medical services was made by officers before handcuffs were secured.
Hey, where's he bleeding?
His face.
I'm gonna get Mims en route. Stop to one, Conway. Get Mims en route.
Stop moving.
Anybody else missing a?
You can talk. Where's stop? Stop moving. Stop moving. Did you already check 15?
No.
You can talk, you can breathe. Chill out. We got an ambulance. Just gonna let you
No, you're all right. It's on the back.
Yeah.
Get away from Yeah, I was there.
Whoever's taser that was, I told him to turn it off. Like right there, my hands right there, so turn it off.
Don't move. I said don't move.
Put your
Stop
head down
moving.
and be still. You
Stop
understand
moving.
that?
Put your head back on the floor and straighten your leg out.
No.
Stop moving.
Put your head down and be still.
I think I might have done that.
You got hand sanitizer?
Ma'am, do you have any hand sanitizer? Yeah. Can you get
Prior to medical personnel arriving, Morris was placed in a recovery position and began receiving treatment for injuries he sustained during the struggle. Medical professionals arrived and took over care and treatment.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, Mr. Morris passed away during transport to the hospital. At the request of the Conway Police Department, Arkansas State Police responded to the scene and started an independent investigation into the incident. This investigation ultimately took several months, interviewed multiple witnesses, reviewed all videos and audio from both Harps and the Conway Police Department, and encompassed the state medical examiner's report. The autopsy and toxicology report determined that Mr. Morris was positive for several drugs, including methamphetamine and morphine. The level of drugs in Mr. Morris's system and the strain he exerted while struggling with the police ultimately contributed to his death. The Arkansas State Police turned over their entire file, including the medical examiner's report, to the 20th Judicial District Prosecuting Attorney. After a thorough review, the prosecutor determined there was no evidence of any criminal wrongdoing by the Conway Police Department or the Conway police officers involved in this unfortunate incident.